Being a Palestinian, you know, you have a very big responsibility. Your parents expect a lot out of you. My parents, they expect me to be a doctor.
السلام عليكم يا جماعة. لو عاجبكم المحتوى اللي على هذه القناة لا تنسون الاشتراك فيها ولا تنسوا أبدا تعملوا لايك شير وسبسكرايب. بس عشان كيف أحبكم كالمشتركين على القناة وبس عشان أفرجيكم كيف أنا حاببكم راح أزت هاي الطابة لعيونكم. لا هذا عن جد راح يكون لعيونكم. لا تخافوا يا جماعة لا تخافوا. والله يا جماعة الحظ اليوم زي الزفت. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Today our guest is a very good friend of mine, a very old friend of mine. All the way back to our school days in what is it?
In Imas.
In Imas, them good old days.
Nice days.
Today I'll be asking you a set of questions regarding your Palestinian identity because
My Palestinian identity. Yeah.
I know you hold it very dear to your heart, you know, what it means to be Palestinian. And we are going to address all these issues today, especially what it means to be a Palestinian in Istanbul. So my first question to you is, well, it's not really a question, but introduce yourself. Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you? Introduce
My name
yourself.
is Abdullah Masri. I am 18 years old. I lived most of my life in Malaysia, and I've been in Turkey for 2 years now. What can I say more?
What about what you do now? What is your status? Are you single?
Alhamdulillah. Sadly, I am single, but I'm ready to mingle.
Having 4 wives, خلاص.
Not to that level.
Are you a student? That's what I meant by status.
I am a student. I am in an Imam Hatib school here in Turkey. I finished the first term. One more term and I'll be done with this student life.
So you're in Malaysia before. You're in an international school. You come to Istanbul, to Turkey, and all of a sudden you find yourself in a fully immersed in a Turkish environment. Can you talk a bit about that experience?
Because I came to Malaysia at a very early age, I didn't feel myself like a foreigner. But when I moved to Turkey here, I felt truly how a foreigner feels, you know. So
how does a foreigner feel?
You feel excluded out, you know. You can't find people with the same likes, hobbies, culture is different.
Even the topics we talk about.
Even the language here, only Turkish language. There's no English, there's no Arabic, there's no it's very hard to get accustomed to. Even 2 years now, I've been living here for 2 years, less than 2 years, 2 months, and I'll be 2 years. But still, I'm getting used to it, but not to the level I want to be.
Talk a bit about your Palestinian culture. I'm interested. I don't know that much about Palestinian culture except Makluba and Miramiya Shai and what else? Yes, enlighten me please.
Okay, so Palestinian culture is pretty simple. We live in Gaza. Gaza there, every house, like we have 100 families, but these families are one family, one big family. Every house is open to another family. You can go visit your friends. We play on the streets, basketball, football. You know, you have hundreds of cousins, mashallah, cousins. So
because every uncle is like
3 wives and 20 kids, you know. So there is no exclusion in there. You can just do whatever you want. You can go out. There's no fear. Your mother can throw you out in the streets, visit you 1 month later, she will find you in the same spot she threw you at, you know. There's no fear of getting kidnapped. There's no fear of getting lost, you know.
Because everyone knows each other.
Everyone knows each other. Go to any uncle's house, knock on the door. Can you tell me where Dr. Ayman's, for example, house is? He will tell you the exact location.
He will even the room Dr. Ayman
lives in here.
And if you want quick cash, his cupboard
in the side. So everybody knows each other. There is no enemy, you know. Everybody, the kids play with the kids. The uncles grew up together in the same environment, in the same neighborhood, so they know each other very well. They can trust each other. The livelihood is amazing. The Palestinian culture is like most other cultures where it's a third world country.
It's so ironic, subhanAllah, how tend to refer to these countries as third world countries, when in reality the culture is more than first world.
Yep.
It's like on another level, like
Yani,
the social fabric, how good the societies function in those countries.
It's amazing.
Exactly, it's amazing.
Compare it to America, compare it to Britain, compare it to the Australia, Russia. There's a very big difference.
They cannot compete.
Russia, for example, you go to America, live in a house for 20 years, you'll never even know your neighbor. And for example, I lived 8 years in Malaysia. We lived in a 22nd floor. We had Chinese and Indian neighbors.
Yeah.
I still, to this day, do not know the name of the Chinese lady beside us.
No.
All I know is that she lives beside us and she's alone. She's 90 years old, I think. That's the only thing I know.
So you talked about your culture in Gaza, right? You talked about your culture back in the day in Gaza. Before you went to Malaysia, before you came to Turkey. So how does that compare to the culture here in the city of Istanbul?
The culture here it's close enough to Palestine compared to Malaysia, but it's still different, you know.
Okay.
So Istanbul culture, you can find here Palestinian people. The place I live in Shirin Evler. It's pretty good. There is a good amount of Arab people in it. You can, if you search hard enough, you'll find friends that you want to talk to. The school I go to, Imam Hatib, I'm in grade 12. There's 21 people in the class. They're all Arabs. There is not even a single Turkish person. So, and most of them are Syrians. There's one Palestinian guy. There's Egyptians as well. So, it's a very good mixture of Arabs there in the school, or even in Shirin Evler.
So what do you love about Turkish culture?
Turkish culture, I would say the variety of people in the country is amazing.
So you can find inclusive?
You can find Nigerian people, you can find Ugandan people, you can find Palestinian people, you can find Syrian people. Every type of single nationality is probably in Istanbul. Search for it and you'll find it. I watched videos as well of Turkish people trying to connect with other nationalities in their country, and they're pretty successful at it.
True. It's very inspiring, and subhanAllah, we come to their country, and not only are we learning about their culture, but they're also taking that extra step, even though they don't have to necessarily.
But they're doing it.
Exactly.
I think the only thing they're lacking is language. The language barrier is very, very big. If you don't know Turkish, it's a very, very big disadvantage here in Turkey. You can't even ask for a bucket of sugar in a McDonald's or something if you don't know Turkish.
So what do you love about your Palestinian culture?
My Palestinian culture. Everybody is a friend. Everybody is your cousin. Everybody is your blood. You can trust anybody on the street with your money without having to worry about getting stolen. And this is what I like about it. There is no fear of getting lost. There's no fear of not having friends. There's no fear of loneliness, introvert. There's no introvert in Palestine, mashallah.
So if you go back to Gaza, you have no choice but
to go out, So this is what I like about the Palestinian culture. Also the food as well.
Of course, who doesn't like Palestinian food?
Come on.
The Miramiya Shai, next level. Next level.
I think you're too much into the Miramiya Shai.
No, bro, the Miramiya made an impression on me. Okay, now the last question. What does it mean to be a Palestinian? Because I know you're very proud of this identity.
Okay, you keep bringing this up a lot.
No, but what does it mean to be a Palestinian? I'm genuinely interested in
being a Palestinian. You have a very big responsibility. Your parents expect a lot out of you. My parents, they expect me to be a doctor. Even though they don't push it on me, but they hint towards it,
They allude to it.
They allude to it, yeah. So, you have a lot of responsibility. If you have money, for example, you have to, share some of it to the other, how do I say this? Miskin Palestinians. We're occupied as well, so you have to fight in some way. You don't even have to fight physically. You have to. You have to do something
to
help.
Give back to the people.
Yeah, give back to your country, give back to your people, and even through videos like this, if you can speak about what's happening in Palestine, making people aware of it, is also a way of jihad as well.
Exactly.
So you have a big responsibility, but I say as well, not everything is sunshine, you know. So Palestinian people have a lot
what's
of.
coming behind you, yeah. So much sunshine, mashallah.
MashaAllah.
When you can see the camera, you'll see. But yeah,
I'll see it. I'll see it soon. يعني Palestinian people have a lot of disadvantages. يعني they're not the best people, but they're also يعني how do I say this? They're also, you know, under
a lot of pressure.
Under a lot of pressure, you know. So I hopefully get to know other Palestinian people.
Inshallah.
And
help and contribute
to the
freeing
cause.
Palestine.
Inshallah.
From the occupying Israeli forces.
Zionists.
These Zionists. So I guess that's the time of our session today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Majid.
Abdullah.
Now let's go eat, Majid.
Let's go in. Wallah, we're hungry like those kids in Yemen.